The submittal management process is used to assure that the products and services provided by contractors meet the contract specifications. The submittal process usually involves three different participants. The first is the construction manager or general contractor, who is responsible for creating a list of the submittal items that need to be submitted by the subcontractors. The general contractors or CM is also responsible for managing the overall review process. The second participant is the contractor or subcontractor. Each subcontractor must submit documentation verifying that the products and services that they are going to provide as part of their winning bid will meet the requirements of the contract specifications. The final participant is the architect or design team. The design team is responsible for reviewing each of the submittal items to assure that the information matches the requirements contained in the contract specification documents. Let's take a look at how this process works. The first step in the submittal review process is for the general contractor or construction manager to create a comprehensive list of all of the items that need to be submitted and reviewed for the entire project. This list is called the Submittal Item Registry. The Submittal Item Registry is created by reviewing the project specifications, which identify the information that must be submitted and reviewed. A typical project can contain thousands of submittal items that need to go through the submittal review process. The Submittal Item Registry is usually organized by division and then subdivided by section to match the organization of the project specifications. This type of organization makes it easy for the project manager to locate submittal items with the associated specification section. On the left side of the screen, you can see that the administrator for this project has created a submittal item folder for each division contained in his project. You can see that the submittal item folders have additional subfolders that contain submittal items for each section within the division. By clicking on the division or section folders, the project administrator can quickly see a list of the submittal items for that division and or section. Once the project administrator has created the submittal registry, they will select the submittal items that need to be completed first and add additional details to those submittal items. These details will contain information such as who is required to submit the information, when it is required to be submitted, and additional notes regarding the overall submittal process. In the example shown, you can see that Andrew Abbott from Acme Contracting is responsible for submitting this item, and it is to be reviewed by Al Architect from Hudson River Architects. We can also see that various dates assigned to the process. After each submittal item has been created and scheduled, the next step in the process is to notify each contractor responsible for submitting information. The system provides a method that makes it easy for the administrator to send an email notification to each submitter that contains the information necessary to submit their information. Frequently, each submitter has more than one item that must be submitted. The system is also designed to make it easy for the subcontractors to see the complete list of information that is required. When a contractor receives a notification to submit documents, they must locate the required documents and upload them into the system. Usually, the documents required for a submission can be located on a product supplier's website or created internally within the contractor. Websites such as Dodge Suites provides a service that helps subcontractors locate a wide variety of the required documents. Once the contractor has located the required documents, they can simply select the file and upload it directly to the system for review. Once the file has been uploaded, the submitter can enter any comments and then press an upload button to complete the submission process. When the contractor presses the upload button, the information is automatically routed to the construction manager or general contractor for review to assure that the information is proper. The construction manager will conduct a simple overview of the submitted documents to make sure that they match what was requested. The construction manager or general contractor does not review the contents of the documents to verify that the information is correct. However, in many cases, the construction manager or general contractor will want to stamp or apply a cover page to the documents received that indicates that they conducted a review and the date and time that they were received from the contractor. To make this process more efficient and accurate, the system automatically creates a cover page with the current submittal information and attaches it to the submittal documents. Once the stamp and cover page process has been completed, the general contractor or construction manager will send a notification to the appropriate design team member so that they can begin to conduct their review. When the design team member receives a notification, they can quickly begin the review process. Typically, the design team member will download the submitted documentation and review the contents against the requirements spelled out in the specification documents. If necessary, the design team member will add markups or comments for any changes that are required. Much like the general contractor, the design team member is likely to apply a stamp to the reviewed documents that indicate the status of the review. Since this is a legally binding document, it is likely the design team member will want to apply the stamp to each and every page. Once the design team member has completed the markup of the documentation, they will upload it into the system and return it to the general contractor or construction manager. When the design team member returns the documentation to the general contractor, they will indicate a status as to whether or not the documents were acceptable. This information will be used by the construction manager or general contractor to determine whether the documents need to be resubmitted or can be released as accepted submittal items. If the design team rejects the submitted documents, they will return a reason for the rejection along with specific notes to the construction manager or general contractor. The general contractor or construction manager can then review all of the information that has been returned from the design team to determine what the next step in the process should be. The entire process may be repeated over and over again until the submitted documents have been accepted by the design team. The system tracks the entire process and assures that all users know the status of each submittal item during the entire process. Overall, the system makes the process of managing the collection and review of submittal items far easier and less expensive. The system has been used on large projects that require thousands of submittals to be processed simultaneously. In addition to making the process easier, since the system collects information electronically, the closeout process at the completion of the project can be completed in a matter of minutes instead of days, weeks, or even months. For more detailed information on how to use the system to automate the submittal management process, please review the other videos in the Submittal Management Library.